recently, but I didn't really have plans to do any videos or anything today. But my stomach kind of hurts right now. I had a big lunch. I had some leftovers that my husband had made Sunday night. He had made like a salmon Alfredo with goat cheese and mushrooms, and it was super good. Very filling. But I had those leftovers for lunch today, and I don't know if I'm just like way freaking stuffed or like what the deal is exactly. Sorry, I'm sitting in front of the window in our living room, so just however I hold my phone is kind of how the lighting is gonna be. I think I'm just like way stuffed, but my stomach just does not feel great right now. I had plans to do a little bit of rearranging and get caught up on all the laundry that I need to get caught up on. I need to clean my litter boxes and X, Y, and Z various tasks. But until my stomach, I do feel better than I did just a few minutes ago. But until my stomach really starts to feel better, I'm just gonna take it easy for a minute. I might go switch the laundry over and kind of rotate it. Don't want it to be icky. But sorry, the receiver that I have plugged into my phone. Oh Lord, going every which way. It's not heavy, but it's a little bit heavier. It makes my phone a little heavier. I don't have my phone on a stand or anything. I'm just holding it right now, and normally I have it like on its little tiny tripod. So if you see me like repositioning a lot, I apologize, but such is life. So I just thought, while I have a couple minutes and I'm just sitting here hanging out, I would make at least a short video. We'll see how long this ends up being, because my short videos are always like half an hour long. Sorry about that, unless you like it, in which case that's great. Also, I keep looking over at baby monitor. My freaking non-sleeping almost 3-year-old. His birthday is a month from today. We ordered him his big boy bed. We were just gonna convert his crib to a toddler bed, but he is so heavy and he jumps on it sometimes. He never tries to get out, but he'll hang on to the side and jump on it. And the metal framing is bent on both sides. And I kind of tried to tinker with it today and fix it. And somebody who knows more about it and is stronger than me would have to do it. So I told my husband, he's just so tall anyways, and he's well over 50 pounds, and he's not even 3. So instead of doing that, we just got him a frame that was low to the ground, and we do have the bed rails that you put on like a regular bed frame, so he doesn't roll out of it. So it's low to the ground, so he can get in himself, but we'll put the bed rail on so that he doesn't roll out, and he still kind of has that secure feeling. I guess we ordered that yesterday, day before, and then of course he had to get a new mattress. But that's fine, my other son, he'll be due in August, so he's definitely still in his crib. So I don't know if we're gonna try to hang on to this crib, because the mattresses are pretty new. I bought the mattresses right before my second born was born, so they are not even 2 years old. So the mattress is, it's still in really good condition, and I got them from Amazon too. Both of my children have the same mattress, but because it wouldn't fit, I'm so sorry. I ate lunch, and now I kind of have bubbles in my throat and what have you, so I apologize, because I know this little mic probably picks them up really well. So I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. Anyways, I'll definitely keep the mattresses. But he's gonna get his new frame and his new mattress, and then we're gonna go to the store and I'll let him pick out his own sheets. We got him a twin XL. I don't know if I said that already, but we got him a twin XL. And I tried looking online, and I could only find twin sheets. And forgive me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty certain that a twin XL sheets would be a little bit longer than just a twin. So I'm gonna take him to Kohl's, or I don't know if Burlington has stuff. I've never been to a Burlington before. And my cat's back there doing I don't know what. well, he's just looking at birds or something. My other cat's sitting here looking at him like he's crazy. And my doggies are asleep next day. But I'll take him somewhere and let him pick out his own sheets. And I was wondering if he was ready for a pillow yet. I've tried offering him like a small pillow before and he doesn't really seem to care. But I might put like a small one in his bed, and if he wants it, that's great. If he throws it out, then I guess we'll know. But he does sleep, with a blanket and a couple of little stuffed animals and stuff. It's exciting, but it's also like, man, I can't believe how quickly time flies. It's like, I couldn't believe when he turned 1. I couldn't believe when he turned 2, but what are we doing, Fatty? Being crazy. He tried to eat the little mic cover a few days ago when it wasn't. Maybe it was attached to the mic. I can't remember. Anywho. But yeah, it's insane how quickly time goes by when you have little ones, because he's like a kid now, and he's not a baby. He's like barely even a toddler. He's so freaking big, and he's starting preschool in September, at the very beginning of September. I have to go. Oh, actually, I'm glad I was talking about this, because I have to go pay for his registration fees, and it's $185 a freaking month, and it's like the cheapest one. Crazy. And then he's also going to start karate as soon as he's potty trained. So, we got rid of his binky several months ago, and now he's moving into a big boy bed. He's going to start school. He's going to get potty trained. He's a big boy now. It's insane to me, and it's so exciting to take these steps with him and watch him grow. But also, it's like, oh man, I wish you were little again. But I do have another little one who's not even 2 yet. He's barely past 1.5 years, so, he's still kind of my baby, and we're still figuring stuff out together and everything else, so that's wonderful. And I am excited. My oldest, he'll go to school from like 9 or 9:30 to noon, 3 days a week, so then I'll have that time with just my youngest. To have some one-on-one time, because I had 1.5 years of one-on-one time with my oldest before my second born was born. And so, it's kind of hard when we're doing learning activities, and I'll ask my youngest, okay, what color is this? And my oldest, has known his colors for 2 years, but my youngest, he knows his colors, but I want him to be able to figure it out without my oldest jumping in. But there's I can't separate them, you know what I mean? Like, I can't just tell my oldest son, okay, just go somewhere else for a while, because he's still so young too. But we'll have time to do that, and going grocery shopping with just one kid will make things easier, and going to the park in the morning with just one kid will, just that one-on-one kind of bonding time and that learning time. I'm really excited to have that with him, and I do everything that I can to make sure that I give my kids equal time and attention and affection, but there's always kind of been that part of me that's like, I wonder if my second born ever feels upset because he never got that one-on-one time with me. It's not like he knows because he's a baby, but I know, so I am looking forward to that. Not looking forward to my oldest not being here, because he's going to be doing other stuff, but I am looking forward to having that time with my little baby. And then he has karate like 2 days a week, but it's only for half an hour, so I mean, it's not a lot of time, but it's enough time to where I know that, it'll be great. I'm really excited for all of that. Actually, I'm sitting here thinking about what I'm going to do with his crib and stuff. I feel like it would be best to go ahead and just give that one away to somebody who needs it, because it's still in usable condition, and I'll straighten it out as much as I can. I'm keeping the mattress because this midsummer, we are gonna go visit my family, and they live about 6 hours from us. Sorry, excuse me again. They live about 6 hours from us. And we were just gonna get like a hotel or an Airbnb or something. But my stepmom, she's like, will you stay with us, please? I'm like, well, if you really want us to, because a lot of the times when I go visit my family, it's only like once or twice a year because we live so far, and I just kept having kids, and then my kids were so little, it was hard to travel and everything else, but they're old enough now that it's, it's doable, and my husband's family is like a good midway point, so we stop there on the way to my family and have lunch and hang out for a few hours, and then we stop on the way back to where we live at their house again, and it's nice. It's a really good midway point for lunch and stuff like that. Excuse me, good lord. But my dad and my stepmom, they already have 2 cribs at their house. If you hear that, my oldest is in his crib clapping. Goofball. But they already have 2 cribs. So I would just take the crib mattresses. So I might just leave one with my dad, because my oldest is going to be sleeping in his big boy bed, but I mean, he can still sleep in a crib for a week. I'm not worried about that at all. But it would be convenient to have a mattress there already, and then I'll tell my dad, like, you can get rid of, because he got 1 crib from a woman that he goes to church with. And I only needed 1 crib, I thought, for my oldest. And then I put my youngest in a pack and play, not knowing that he way exceeded the pack and play's weight. And he just looked really uncomfortable in there. And it was kind of a rough week. So I got another crib for free from Facebook Marketplace here. And they came up to visit. I think this was just like last December. And I sent it, they have a SUV, so I sent it back with them. So that way I would have 2 cribs there. So I'm going to tell them, like, you can keep whichever one you want, it doesn't matter to me. Because I got that one they were both free, But I don't know if that woman at church, like, wants that crib back, because she has grandbabies and stuff. So I'll tell him he can get rid of one, and then he'll have a crib and a crib mattress there. So that way my youngest can sleep in the crib next time we're there. And my oldest can just sleep like they have a bed that's just on the ground, and he can sleep in that, and that'll be just fine. So that's exciting. That'll be kind of cool, and by the time we decide to have our next child, our baby will be, in his own big boy bed, so we'll have a crib and a mattress and everything else, in storage for the next baby in a year or 2 or so. So that'll actually work out really well. I think I'll probably just do that. And it's like, because I've kind of been thinking about, do I want to keep his crib? Do I want to give away? And it's like bittersweet, because that's the crib that we've had his whole life. He came home from the hospital in that crib, but we don't need it. And I'm sure there's a family out there that could use it. Make some more memories with their babies in the crib and all that fun stuff. We didn't buy it. My mom bought it, so it's not like, you know what I mean? It's like, whatever. But I actually need to go through all of their things. We're going to have a garage sale in a couple weeks. We need to go through all of their things and see what I can part with, because there's enough. They have a lot of stuff, and I think I've really kind of spoiled my kids thus far. They have an entire playroom. The master bedroom upstairs in our house is their playroom, and they have 2 huge toy chests. They have a play kitchen. It's like a tent and a tunnel and a ball pit, all connected. They have a table. They have bookshelves, more things than they can ever play with. And that's just the inside stuff. They have a slide. They have a rocking horse. They have like these 2 little dinosaurs that you can sit on and bounce, and bouncy balls and outside toys and remote control toys and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And they're about to have, we have a June birthday and an August birthday, and then it's freaking Christmas and everything else. So there's some stuff that I think they can part with, and I kind of wanted to have just like a free box at our garage sale where I just put stuff in that either I don't feel right selling or that I just don't think is like worth selling, but somebody might want it if it's free. And I think that would be wise to do with kid toys. Or like, we have a ton of bags from when we go grocery shopping, so like fill a bag for $1 full of toys, and it's yours. Whatever you can fit in the bag is yours, or something kind of like that. I might put the crib in the garage sale for like $5, or I might just give it away for free. It really just kind of depends. Because like I said, structurally it's still sound, but I kind of go back and forth on that stuff a lot. Like, I feel like baby stuff you should give away for free, because that's when people like really need things. But then at the same time, people really need things at every stage of their life. I don't know, because my kids are so little, I just have a really soft spot for babies right now. So we'll see. God, I don't even look like I have a freaking neck. But there's that. We just have a ton of stuff. We've got a lot of stuff We've got a lot of stuff set aside already for the garage sale, and there's more to go. And I just keep buying more stuff. Like today, there's this new thrift store that opened, and it's small. But I just wanted to go check it out, and I didn't get much there. I spent like $10, $13 or something. But I did get my kids 2 inflatable chairs. And they have like confetti inside. I got a blue one and a clear one, and they're cool, and they can hold up to 110 pounds, so my kids will have fun with those for a while. And when they're too big, I'll put those babies in storage. And I'm trying to decide where I want to put them, because I had one in my oldest's room, and I had one out here in the living room, but they just keep messing with them, like they sit on them, but then they also pick them up, because they're just filled with my hot air. So I was thinking maybe I would put them in our sunroom, because it's just like hardwood out there, and there's no splinters or anything, and then it would give the kids a place to sit out there as well, because they both have chairs, and like rocking chairs in their room already. And we obviously have like a couch and a chair and stuff to sit on out here and everything else. So trying to decide where to put everything. I need to stop buying stuff, and from this day forward until my son's birthday, if I buy him anything, it's a freaking birthday present. He'll forget about it in a couple of days, and then when he opens it up on his birthday again, he'll be like, oh yeah, I liked this, or something of that nature, hopefully. Indeed. Sorry if you hear that. He's in there talking about Lord knows what. I put his blankie on him, and I took it off, and I know he's probably cold in there because he's just in a t-shirt and his diaper and a pair of socks. So I don't know what that kid's doing. What else is there to talk about? I am going to go visit my family towards the middle of summer, towards the end of June. And excuse me, trying to do a little bit of mouth sounds, and instead I just is it acid reflux? It's just like the bubbles in your throat. I don't know, because I get acid reflux, but I don't think that's what that is necessarily. I don't know. I talked to my dad this morning. Christ. Sorry. The damn salmon's coming back on me. Here's meatloaf. That's my baby. And that's my other baby of the feline variety. Sorry. Itchy nose. I have a lot of nose rings, and they just always, little things always get stuck. Dog hairs, cat hairs, little fibers, and I just always have like an itchy nose. Spring allergies have been killing me this year. My dad asked me about nap time and stuff, because so I have 4 siblings on my dad's side. I'm the youngest of 7. I have 2 sisters on my mom's side, and 3 brothers and a sister on my dad's side. My parents were married and had children before each other, then got married and had my brother and I, and then have since divorced and are now both married with no children in their 3rd marriages because they're old. But my brother closest to me and my sister on my dad's side, we all have kids around the same age. My brother has twin girls that are 2 months younger than my oldest son, and my sister her son is 2 months younger than my son. They're only like a couple weeks apart between the twins and him. And then of course I have, good God, I have my littlest one. It will be 2 in August. A lot of August birthdays because my husband's birthday is also in August. So there's a lot of stuff going on in August for this family. My dad sends out birthday cards to everybody, in-laws, little kids, the whole thing. And they put $25 in each card. And so he's about to be out a pretty penny, about $1.5 billion with that one. I'm so sorry for that. I'm just bloated. Oh my God, I'm so bloated. I'm finally off my period. I say finally, I have a regular period. It's like 4 or 5 days, but it just feels like an eternity. But I'm still so freaking bloated. I just got off yesterday, so side effects haven't worn off yet, I guess. But we kind of have to, because I asked my dad, I was like, does her son still take naps? Because my oldest, like, once a week, if I'm lucky, we'll take a nap now. And my dad's like, well, yeah. She said that he still naps pretty much every day. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I asked my brother about his twin girls. I was like, do they still nap? And he's like, no, not really. They're just kind of up and down. Sometimes they do, usually they don't. And I was like, yeah, it's about the same here, but my littlest one still naps. So, I don't know if it's going to piss anybody off. And I also don't care. Another thing is it's not that I don't get along with most of my siblings, but it's also that I don't get along with most of my siblings. Like, I don't hate them or anything, We just don't really talk or see each other. And that's usually for the best. My siblings are quite a bit older than I am. My oldest brother has 15 years on me, and then the rest of my siblings have about 10 years on me. And then my brother closest to me is 5 years older than me. So I'm the baby of the family. And so, like, my nephew is 17, will be 18 in November, which is, crazy. There's only 8 years between us, but there's 15 years between me and my own brother. So I do have some older nieces and nephews. I have, my oldest brother has a son and a daughter, 17, and will be 16, or is 16. I think she just turned 16 in February. And then my other nephew is, he'll be 13 in like a couple of days. So that's cool. I think I got everybody. But there are some older kids. Oh, well, I guess my brother, his wife had a kid from her first marriage, and he is 7. Fun fact, actually, her son, and the twin girls, his little sisters, they all have the same birthday. So on his fifth birthday, they were born, which is just crazy. 3 birthdays, that's a pretty penny for them, God, I can't even freaking imagine. That would suck. Let's see. But anyways, yeah, so we have a group chat. So I sent to the group chat, like, hey, just a heads up, I was talking to Dad, and I think he already talked to my sister, our sister. I called her by her name in the group chat, of course. But, we're probably going to want to do lunch at like 11, just because we have kids that need to nap and everything else. And I told him, I was like, because we're going to do it at the zoo back home. And I was like, we're going to be there earlier in the morning to play, because I'm going to hopefully burn off their energy, and then they'll sit down and eat, and then we'll zonk both of them as soon as we get back to my dad's house. So I told him, I was like, we're going to be there pretty early to play and stuff. So I'll snag us like a seating area or whatever, but whoever's doing the cooking is going to need to be there pretty early, because if we're going to eat at 11 and, you're grilling hamburgers, hot dogs, whatever else, like it's going to take some time. Sorry, the way I'm like holding my phone is like, my arm is falling asleep. Hold on. Okay, that's better. That's better. I had to switch hands. And they usually just ignore me in the group chat, which they did today, but I was on the phone with my dad, and I was like, well, I sent the message, and 3 out of the 4 of them saw it, so I think we're all in agreement. And I told my dad, too, I was like, those of us that have the little kids are all going to agree with that, and the older 2, I don't care. they can go do whatever. My oldest two brothers, they can go hang out somewhere in town at the hotel at my oldest brother's house. My oldest brother and my brother closest to my age and my dad all live in the same town. My sister lives like 2 or 3 hours. I think she lives 3 hours from them and about 3 hours from us. And then my second oldest brother lives about an hour from me, and we live the furthest away. And because we live the furthest away and we have the youngest kid, and 2 little kids, we're gonna be back home longer because it was just supposed to be like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday get together thing. My dad finally, he's been working himself like to death recently. My dad's 62 and he's a courier for the hospital, and he's been working himself to death because they were so short-staffed, but they got somebody else hired. So he'll get Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays. Those are supposed to be his days off. He'll get those back. So that's when we were just planning to do it. But because we have such a long drive and we have little kids and we have to drop our dogs off at my mother-in-law's house so she can watch them, because we'll be gone for a week, and like doggy daycare and stuff's expensive, and we don't really know anybody around here. And like the people that we are friends with all live like 30 or 40 plus minutes away. And so to tell them like, hey, can you come to our house multiple times a day to let our freaking dogs out? That's just inconsiderate because they all have kids too, like little kids. My friend has like I think she's like 9 months old now. And then my husband's friend has that baby can only be like 2 or 3, maybe 4 months. And then his other friend lives really far and he has 2 kids that are school age, but he also owns his own company, so he's constantly working. I don't know, maybe if I make friends with like our neighbors well enough, I could ask them like, hey, you just pop over and let them out a couple times a day. You know, they might do it, but I think our dogs would freak out at night not having somebody here. It's just easier to take them to my mother-in-law's house because they love her. One of these dogs used to be hers, so it works out well. And then my cats will be fine. I'll just make sure that they have plenty of food and nice clean litter boxes and a huge bucket full of water, and they'll be good to go. But we're gonna be there Monday through Sunday. My husband already gets weekends off, so he's gonna ask for that Monday through Friday off as well. And because it takes so long to get there, so like we're gonna rent a car, a van, because you know it's gonna have to be 2 adults, 2 kids with their car seats, and 2 dogs, plus all of our stuff, you know, 2 crib mattresses, clothes for my husband, myself, and 2 filthy children. For 2 weeks, I'll have to pack diapers and their water bottles and their sippy cups and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And every freaking time I visit home, my dad always has to send stuff back. It doesn't matter what it is. He's like, oh, here's this box of food of stuff we don't like. Take it home. Like, if you don't like it, why the hell is it in your house? Why do you have this if you're not going to eat it? Because they're always trying to go on some diet or do something, or we have all these Christmas decorations here, take a massive box full back. And it's like, Dad, it's freaking June. Like, come on, man. So we're gonna rent a great big minivan, so we have 3rd row seating plus an entire trunk, and we're gonna have all that room to do whatever it is we need to do, because there's always something we need to do. Sorry, cracking my ankles. I don't remember what I was saying, actually. Like, I was talking about something and now I kind of lost it. But I am excited we go back. I love seeing my dad. My dad's like one of my best friends in the whole world. I love seeing my stepmom. And because, you know, my parents are separated and most of those kids aren't my mom's. They don't have anything to do with each other. No, it was not a nice divorce. So, this will give me an opportunity those other days, that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Well, we're going to get in late on Monday, but I'll have all day Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to go see my 2 other sisters because they both live there. I'll be able to see my mom. I have a friend back home, and I haven't seen her since we had the baby shower for my youngest. I had plans to hang out with her the last time I was back home, which was a year ago. It was a year ago at the beginning of April. We were back home Easter of 2024, which was like April 7th or something. And my youngest, like, it didn't sleep at all the day before. No naps, slept like crap at night. So he slept the entire next day. Like, I'm not even kidding. And I was supposed to meet up with her and take the kids to the zoo. And I was like, hey, I'm so sorry. Like, Gibby's still asleep. Can we postpone it, an hour maybe? And then I just kept having to do that. And I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. Like, he's just so exhausted. He didn't sleep the day before. This pack and play sucks. Do you want to come over and hang out at my dad's house or something? And she's like, no, it's okay. And she's so understanding. She's such a wonderful person. But my kids are better now. My youngest was just never a good sleeper, but he's pretty good about it now. So, especially because he's going to have his own crib at Grandpa's house and not that stupid effing pack and play. So, we'll have ample time to go hang out with her. And I want to go to the zoo multiple times. I love the freaking zoo. I love every zoo. I love the zoo where I live, and I love the zoo back home. I grew up going to that zoo multiple times a week. It's freaking free. It's awesome. You could walk around for hours, and it's wonderful. I love it. So I plan on going to the zoo a lot because I could also, I could just let my kids go. I know that zoo like the back of my hand, and there's nowhere for them to fall in or get hurt or get lost or anything. It's the town I'm from is reasonably sized. It's like 35 or 40,000. 40,000 might be pushing it. I'd say between 30 and 35, so it's not like a small little town, but it's not like a big city. It's big for where it's at in southwest Kansas, but it's not, it's not big. So, it's not big like where we live right now. It's like a freaking tenth of the size. So, I could just let them run and play, and that would just be so much fun. And of course, we have a wagon and stuff to pull them around in, and when they get tired, and ask cup holders and stuff. But that would just be super nice. They are gonna have the opportunity to play with their cousins. My twin nieces live in town. So that'll be fun, and they have a freaking whole playground in their backyard, so I might hop over to my brother's house and let them play too, because my brother that has the twin girls, we share the same parents, so it's not awkward for my mom or my other sisters to be at his house, because that's also his mom and his sisters, so that might just be the meeting ground, so the kids can play in the backyard and have fun and everything else, and I'll just be at my brother's house, enjoying the beautiful weather and being able to see all my family and stuff. Sorry, itchy nose. That brother, him and I, we hadn't talked for months, and I just recently had a birthday at the end of April, and he texted me, and I wasn't even going to respond, but I messaged him back, and then we got to talking a little bit, and I was asking him, how the girls were doing, how he was doing, how him and his wife were doing, and his stepson has been having some issues with his leg, and he had to have surgery, and they're having to see some specialists and stuff. I'm not really exactly sure what's going on. That poor kid's got some weird stuff going on with his leg, but he's doing okay. He's doing all right, but his bone is just squishy in that part of his leg. So they went in and cleaned up what they could do and fixed what they could fix, and it's just kind of a weird thing altogether. See, I told you short video, and now I'm at friggin' 33 minutes. But yeah, I was just asking him all about that stuff. We talked for a little bit, and I said we talked, we texted. He tried calling me the other day, and I answered as I was getting ready to go to some garage sales with my oldest son. And so I answered anyways, but then he got a phone call and he had to leave, and by the time he was trying to call me again, I was like, hey, I'm sorry, I gotta start cooking dinner, and then just busy the next day and stuff. So if he's not doing anything today, I might give him a ring back, because we talked for 4 minutes and then he had to go, and then I just never got around to freaking calling him back. But that's fine, it's okay. Excuse me. Anyways, though, I think that's about all I have to talk about today. My tummy is feeling better, so I really need to get some stuff done. I think my oldest might be asleep right now, you guys. It's not very often he actually goes down for a nap, but I think he might be freaking snoozing right now. So I'm gonna take that opportunity and get some stuff done without him being in there, being loud or being awake. It actually gives me a lot of time to to do stuff, which is extremely helpful when you're the only adult in the house 5 out of the 7 days a week. So I just want to say thank you for listening. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for everything. I really appreciate it. I hope this microphone is still suiting everybody's fancy. I feel like a fancy lady with my little microphone and its little fuzzy cover. So freaking cute. I was just gonna like attach it to the top of my dress, but I don't know, I just like holding it. I just feel like a fancy little person. Anyways, I hope you guys all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening.